Was good, YouTube? Bomba Clot, YouTube fam, YouTube familiar. It's your boy, Damien, aka Ross Mindset. I'm back at it. It's my Friday. Just got off work. Finally able to get back outside while I can, because it's Washington State. You never know what's gonna go down. Well, I'm not trying to say it like that, but it just has a reputation for bipolarness, not even just in the weather, man, and the people too. But anyway, yeah, your boy's back at it. Yeah, another video. I wanted to talk about really just being by yourself, really, and kind of discovering yourself and just healing and growing by really kind of just isolating yourself and being alone and kind of just doing your own thing, especially to those who are like looking for companionship or thinking that people, or wanting people to think that they care about you. First off, you really do need to heal from whatever pain or trauma you've endured throughout your life before you want to look into somebody else, especially when it comes to like relationships. Man, my beard's fucked up, but that's beside the point. But anyway, yeah, especially when it comes to like relationships and stuff like that. And that's why I feel like I haven't really ever been in a relationship, is because I feel like I'm still healing from things that I've experienced, because I've been through a lot, man. Nobody's perfect. I'm far from perfect, man. And I definitely still have a little ways to go, man. I mean, that's just how life is. I just got dealt with bad cards, but it's never too late. There's always still hope. There's always still things you can do to better your situation and to get better, as long as you know what your triggers are and you know what are the right way to move forward in life. And yeah, it's really unfortunate, man. I mean, just a little backstory, growing up in kind of the ghetto, having parents that, did drugs and, alcohol and whatnot. And, some of them were kind of belligerent. I mean, my mom down in California was mostly abusive to my sister, but my mom never really hit me at all, from what I remember. I mean, I lived down there for 8 years with her, then I moved up here, but I remember my sister getting chased around the house and shit like that. So, and then later in life, I saw how she turned out. She was in and out of like juvie and jail and shit, just running the streets, even running away, man. I know this is like personal information, but this is just being real, man. This is just really trying to show you guys reality of like what somebody goes through. So not many people are willing to be this vulnerable, man, and share this. And I didn't really get permission to share this, but not many people's gonna watch this anyway. So the people who probably are watching this are probably the ones who actually want to learn something, or who probably want to learn more about me. So yeah, my sister, man, she had it really bad, man. It's like that's enough about her, but a little bit about me, man. Yeah, I grew up with her. I grew up with two sisters. I didn't have any brothers. I mean, one of them is my half sister. She has a different father than me and my other sister, and she's the oldest. But yeah, I grew up with them and my mom. My dad was around a little bit. He was kind of in and out of the house. I mean, my dad, man, he was always just like working. I remember he was always just disciplined, and he was really always really there. I mean, he didn't live with us, but he was always there. And it was around the time in like the year 2002-ish is when he had enough of like what's going down in the Bay and shit like that, with all the drugs and crime and shit, and he wanted to escape and get out of there. So he decided to move up to Washington. And I don't know why I'm going through my whole life story when this is about a self-discovery kind of healing video, but just a little backstory, man. Yeah, he decided to move up here. And yeah, my mom, unfortunately, I think like a year later in like 03-ish, early 03 is when she got into some trouble and went to jail for holding a weapon for somebody. And me and my two sisters were still at the house with one of my mom's, well, a man that my mom was seeing. And my dad. I mean, I could have went with my family. My dad was already in Washington, but I could have went with like my uncles or my relatives. But my dad didn't want me and my sister at that house with that man, so he decided to move me up here. He flew us up here, and I've been up here in the state of Washington ever since. And that's the thing, man. This is what I'm trying to get at, is you don't really know who people are or like what they've been through. I know everybody's got their own problems, but it's like, before you judge, before you say and assume certain things about people, you have to really try to take a step back and look and wonder why that person does what they do, or why are they the way they are. That's why I don't really judge people. This is why I don't bully anybody. I don't throw shade. I don't attack nobody. I just let people do their thing, because you don't know what they're capable of or what they've been through. And it just really irks me, man, because that's why shit happens to people, man. And you get exactly what you deserve when you when you bump into the wrong people. Not saying I would hurt somebody. I mean, I just made a video about this yesterday about the shadow and shit. That's what I'm talking about, man. That's exactly what I'm talking about. It's like, I could possibly hurt somebody if I'm pushed too far, But yeah, sorry, I just had to think for a second. It's just crazy, man. Especially in the state of Washington, man. People up here, I feel like, I don't know, man. People up here just have it a little bit better, and they don't really know. They try to act hard. They try to act down and shit, man. But they don't know nothing, man. I mean, there is parts out here, I know, like Tacoma, Spanaway, down that area, and like some like South Seattle-ish area. There's like some parts and shit. I know about that shit, but it's not as real as it is down in like Cali, man. The Bay Area, down. I've never been to LA, but down in LA, man, and like Fresno and shit, man. California is just a whole another world, and I don't understand why people try to act like something that they're not, man. If you grew up with two parents in a home that's not broken, man, be grateful for that shit, man. Real talk, man. Real talk. If you grew up well off, man, the streets ain't for you, man. Stay out of the streets. I don't care if you think it's gonna get all the ladies. I don't care if all your friends are doing it, if all the homies thinks it's cool, man. Stay out of the fucking streets, bro. But that's enough about that, man. Yeah, man, it's been quite a journey, man. Especially having to adapt to the state of Washington, because I feel as if up here, it's a bit more tribal. It's a bit more closed off. The Seattle freeze is definitely something real, man. Like, people up here are kind of, no offense, I ain't trying to throw shade at you Washingtonians or nothing, man, but y'all got this fakeness about you, man. I don't really like it, man. Y'all are I mean, that shit's everywhere, but up here, I met a lot of two-faced people who will backstab you in a heartbeat over like some trivial ass shit, man. Over some females, over because you kept it real with them. Y'all are like kind of soft, man. It's crazy, man. Like, I'll pray for y'all, man. I just hope you just don't bump into the wrong person, man, because you can probably do that to me, man. I'll let it slide. I ain't gonna hurt nobody for doing that, for some words. I'll only hurt somebody if they really try to kill me or something. But man, it's just crazy, bro. But yeah, man, I mean, up here, I just remember just kind of like not trying to be a certain way up here. I was really trying to just find my way up here. I'm not really gonna get into my whole life story, but I was kind of just really just an outcast for the most part up here, man. Up until I really started to really discover what I like about music. I mean, for the longest time, man, I was really unsure of myself, really, because I feel like I was trying too hard to not be a part of something or be what I'm truly inclined to be, like my ghetto side, like that's still a part of me. If y'all can't really tell, it slips out every once in a while, man. I can't control it, man. It's not something I'm consciously aware of. It's just something that happens, especially when I'm interacting with certain people. It just comes out. So yeah, for the most part, I was an outcast. I was hanging out with so many different people, man. This is why I'm the way I am, man, because I had homies of like, I mean, the Bay Area itself is already a very diverse area full of a whole bunch of different races and ethnicities. So I was already able to get along with white people, Christians, gamers, nerds, hood niggas, Hispanics, Asians. Like I've been in all the cliques. But it wasn't really up until high school to where I really got into the whole rock music thing, man. I was really big on it, man. And yeah, man, not a whole lot of people understood it. They just thought I was trying to be a wannabe or something, when I ain't even go to the whole race and like black people creating rock music and nothing like that. But they just didn't know what time it was, man. They just didn't know what somebody was about, where somebody came from, and they just wanted to try to press people. But luckily, I just, kept my headphones in and ignored those people. But, it really hurts back then. I mean, I'm long past this. Now, if somebody, like, tries to tease me for something, it's just like, man, you can have your opinion, man. Unless, like, it's somebody who's really close. Like, somebody who I thought was a homie, man. And this happened, like, I think a year and a half ago, man. It was this dude, man. I used to work with him, man. And he was really cool. He's probably watching this video, man. But it really hurt that he really stabbed me in the back over some trivial ass shit, man, and really insulted me and hurt my feelings, man. But that's just life, man. Like I said in my other videos, everybody's not your friend. You gotta look out for snakes and whatnot. But yeah, man, I was just doing my own thing, man. In high school, only had very few friends. Shout out to the Thai homies, especially Jupiter, man. He was the homeboy. He was just the homie throughout high school. I mean, I ain't trying to put him on blast or nothing, but I'm just trying to tell it how it is. And yeah, man, we were cool, and we really bonded over video games and like the same music and shit. And he grew up well off in 2-story homes while I was in the projects, and it was just really cool, man. It was like some Rush Hour shit, because he's like Asian, he's Thai, so that's a little backstory in that. But yeah, man, I mean, after high school, man, I started really slowly getting back into like really finding myself, my ghetto side, while adding like other lifestyles, like my Rasta side, and like my nerd side. And it piece by piece, slowly, I'm not saying I'm like fully all the way there, but I'm slowly really getting there to the point to where I'm comfortable in my own skin. I feel like right now, as you're watching this video, I feel like I'm at my peak. I'm like, well, not even at my peak, I'm like close to it, man. I'm really in love with myself. I'm really confident. And that's because I really found myself, man. Like, no, I no longer have that perm, man. I mean, the perm was cool and all, but it's like that's not really me, man. I could have been done this by now. I originally was dreads was kind of in the back of my head, but it wasn't really something I was really consciously wanting to do or thought I could pull off. I just thought that was only for like people who smoke weed and shit like that. But I did it, man, and I came this far. I don't know, man. I kind of, like I've mentioned in my previous videos, I want to cut these off because I don't want to feel like I'm relying on them or using them or anything like that. But yeah, man, I've really come a long way, man. This is really a journey, man. This is why I'm doing this YouTube shit, is because I'm documenting my life, man. Because I'll never know when my last day is gonna be on this planet, man. And I want this to be something, as long as YouTube around, is somebody can click on my channel and be like, man, this dude's really been through a lot, but he's came a long way, man. And he's a strong man and confident man, and he's willing to be vulnerable and tell it how it is, man. And yeah, I just want to inspire others with that, man. And in multiple ways, man. In not even just YouTube, but in other forms of art and like music, I'm still working on that. I need to really get up and move, like, don't wait on people. Who cares? You don't really need to wait on people, man. You gotta really, this is why I made this video. You gotta get up and do it yourself, especially if you're into hardcore and punk and metal and shit like that, you gotta DIY. You can't just sit around and wait for inspiration, man. You gotta get up and get out there and like look for people if you're trying to look for people, but you can do things yourself. I have all the tools with me. It's just, you gotta have the motivation. And nobody's gonna give it to you. You gotta just do it, man. I know there's some days where you're tired. I know I be grinding. I just got off work, man. Like, I'm tired. But, you know, when you get home, man, if you really want it that badly, man, you gotta get up and do it. I'm just going hard into painting it, man. But, yeah, man. Just to wrap it up, man. Yeah, I've really come a long way. And I've definitely healed, man. Like, I definitely know what my triggers are. I definitely know what they are. And I'm working on it, man. I'm working on trying to stop myself from really reacting in certain ways or seeing others having something that I don't and reacting in a certain way. And just really just living my own life, you know, and trying to really find my own path. I mean, I found my own path, but, you know, I feel like I'm still not there. I still feel like I haven't accomplished what I really wanted to accomplish in my life. So I'm still a work in progress, man. I ain't perfect. I ain't out here trying to flex and think I'm the shit or nothing. Nah, man. I never cared about attention, man. I never cared about clouds and anything, man. I just let people do their thing. I just speak the truth. That's what I do, man. And that's not even being nothing special. Some people will look at you and think, oh, man, who does he think he is? Or something like that. It's like, no, dude. It's just trying to do the right thing, man. That's all what I'm trying to do. Nobody's doing it for you, man. Dude, the door is right there, man. I say this in all my videos, but I'm trying to really get a point across to whoever is watching this, man. I'm just going all out. Appreciate who's ever still checking in, man. I know these are long videos. Nobody wants to just sit and watch, and most people aren't going to, and that's completely fine. Nobody's forcing you, nobody's holding you at gunpoint or nothing to watch this shit, man. But this is just me just going all out, man. It's a privilege to be able to even be this vulnerable, you know, or to be able to hear this vulnerability, because not a whole lot of people like to open up about their problems, but I'm using this platform as something, you know, if somebody can relate to shit like this, and to inspire you to definitely try to be the best version of yourself you can be while you're here on this planet. But yeah, man, like I said, to wrap it up, you gotta be by yourself, man. Because I know some of you out there, I don't know, man, you care way too much about sorry, I gotta remove this thing that was in the way for a minute. But yeah, and listen to what I'm saying. Some of you out there really care way too much about seeking approval, seeking validation, and people being there for you. And it's like, dude, that really speaks for itself. If they're not there, they're not there. They don't have to be there, man. It's just reality. You gotta stand on your own 2 feet and really move on. And if they're there, they're there, man. But, you know, what can you do, man? You gotta just keep your head up. Like, man, if you're like in your late 20s, I know this ain't no toxic masculinity shit. I'm trying to wrap this up, man, because I'm going to 20 minutes. I ain't trying to go on forever, man, but I could. But you gotta really, especially if you're like way past your teenage years. I mean, you can use this for like art and shit, and it's really beautiful to see a man open up, but you really gotta not care, man. You gotta get cold. You gotta really man up, dude. You gotta stop caring so much, man. If they don't care, man, why should you? Just keep doing you, man. But yeah, that's all I really got, man. I really hoped I covered everything. You just really gotta heal, man. Everybody's got their trauma, man. Everybody's been through stuff, man. And there's stuff that people have been through I don't even know about, and not a whole lot of people like to talk about it. But I have the courage to, because I feel like I'm definitely recovering from what I've been through. So that's why I'm able to open up. That's why I'm willing to share what I'm sharing. So yeah, I've just hit the 20-minute mark, so I'm just about to wrap this up, man. Appreciate y'all for checking in, man. Like, comment, and subscribe, man. Follow your boy on Instagram, Ross_mindset. Man, I always say I'm gonna link it in the description, but I can't really promise that. But that's all I really got, y'all, man. Until next time, man. Peace.